Okay, so welcome back to Delicious Dishes with Daddy Wilkerson. We are tonight going to make a soup called Garlic Royale, and it is from my 12 Months of Monastery Soups cookbook. Alright, so I'm going to run the ingredients on my tray here. I've kind of got them all together, and then we'll get started. So the first thing we're going to need is a bouquet garni of some parsley, some thyme, and some bay leaves. And what I'm going to do is what you can do, or I guess, is wrap all this stuff up in some cheesecloth and tie it up, and you're just going to drop it into this soup pot for seasoning the soup, and then take that out and discard what's the solids that are left. But what I have is this little nifty canvas bag I ordered off the internet that I've used for making some Jennifer and I have made some medicinal oils using this before. So I'm just gonna put my parsley and my thyme and my bay leaves. I've got just dried bay leaves here, but fresh thyme and fresh parsley. All right, and I'm just gonna tie that up, and I'll tie that up before I put it in the soup. All right, so the rest of the things that we will need, so we're gonna need 2 quarts of water. I've got that ready in a pitcher here. So we're going to use 2 quarts of water. We're going to use about 20 to 25 cloves of garlic. Now I'm going to cut these up real fine, chop them up in a few minutes. But let's see, we also need the equivalent of 8 bouillon cubes. I use these granules here, Weiler's granules, just because they dissolve better, easier, I guess. Let's see, we are also going to need, eventually we're going to need 2 cups of white wine. When I went to the booze store, the liquor store, I just asked them for a cheap bottle of wine for cooking with, and they shared with me this kind called Dark Horse. I thought, well, that sounds kind of cool since I'm the gentle horse. So I don't know, we'll see. It smells like wine. I'm not much of a wine drinker, so let's see, what else are we going to need? We're going to need 2 egg yolks. Now I have here 2 whole eggs, but I'm going to just take the yolks and separate those, and I'm going to add those to a cup of heavy whipping cream. This is actually just half and half, and those will be mixed together and added at the end. So I believe that's all our ingredients for this soup for now. Of course, you'll want some salt and pepper, but so those are what we'll need. Let's get down to cooking now. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 quarts of water and bring it to a boil. And so I'm adding that to my soup pot. That sure doesn't seem like enough, but well, I guess we're going to add the wine and the half and half. So I'm going to get this started here. Try to get this boiling. If I chose the right burner. Okay. All right. So I'm going to bring that water to a boil, and perhaps if I cover it, it'll be quicker. I think I'll add just a little more. Oops. By the way, I am I've doubled the recipe, so if you don't have a lot of people to feed, and this recipe is supposed to feed 6, the original recipe, so I'm making it for 12 since we have so many people to feed here. 12 people. So if you only want to make 6 servings, half what I'm doing here. Okay, I should have said that before. So we're just waiting for the water to boil, so I'll go ahead and just stop this until that happens. Okay, looks like our water's boiling pretty vigorously. So what we'll do next is we're going to add our garlic. I love the smell of garlic. It's all chopped up now. Jack did that. And so we add our garlic. Oh man, if you don't like the smell of garlic, may God have mercy on you. Ooh, tang, not dang. Okay, so we got the garlic. I'm gonna add the bouillon cubes or granules here, the equivalent of the 8 bouillon cubes. We got our 2 cups of wine. I'm gonna reuse this bowl later on to mix the half and half with the egg whites. And our bouquet garni. It's got our, I don't know if you can see it in there, but it's got our parsley, bay leaves, and thyme in it. All right, now what we have to do is cook this slowly for about an hour. Let all this infuse. And we may wind up having to add water, more water to it to keep this. But this is going to be more of a clear soup in the end. So here we go. All right, so we're going to cook that for about an hour slowly. So I'm going to put the lid back on and lower the heat. And we'll be back later to deal with that. Okay, well, this soup has cooked for about an hour, and something I need to let you know is that I had only added half the water. You'll remember I thought that it didn't look like enough water. Well, that's because it wasn't. I'd only added half, so I have added 2 more quarts, so this has got a gallon of water with the rest of it. So what our next step is we're going to take the soup, the broth, the consomme here, and we're going to strain it through this colander and through some cheese sauce to get to strain out the solids, and then we're going to cook that. So let's see here if I can do this. Move it so you guys can see it. Okay, here goes. All right, I'm gonna hot. All right, I've got that cheesecloth in there. Whoa, man, that's not how I wanted it to go. think. I'll be right back. Okay, well, I got another pot. So I've got part of it over here, and I'm going to do the rest of it here. I'm going to take out this bouquet garni with the parsley and thyme, and discard that. Ooh, man, I kind of hate to get rid of the garlic pieces in here because I feel like that's going to be pretty tasty. Alright, so here goes. I'm going to try this again. Let's see what happens. See if I'm able to capture. All the garlic. It should be coming out of here any moment. Oh, lots of it. Oh, look at all that yummy garlic. I'm going to rinse that in the sink. Alright. So, we've got all this. All these solids of garlic. Dispose of that. Okay. Alrighty, now I'm going to pour this stuff back into my pot. Here we go. Alright. Alright. Alright, so my cookbook is calling this consomme, and what it needs, it says, is some salt and pepper. I'm using some kosher salt here. Let's put in 4 big. And let's see, which one of these is my pepper? I think it's this one. Yeah, my owl pepper shaker. Okay. And also, we are going to add just a dash, actually a couple of dashes, of some Tabasco. Alrighty. Not much, because nobody around here likes spicy things. Alright, so we have strained our soup, consomme, and now we are going to cook this for 10 more minutes. Yes, cook it for 10 more minutes, and then we'll be back. Alrighty. Okay, so what we're going to do now, while I'm letting this cook for another 10 minutes, is I need to combine my cup of half and half, or heavy cream, with, and here's another mistake I had made, was I forgot to double the egg yolks, so I actually need 4 for my serves 12 recipe. And remember, you'll just half this if you are cooking for more. So we're going to combine this, beat this together. Oops. See how much of a mess I can make. Kind of like you're going to make some scrambled eggs, I guess. The egg whites aren't with it. Oh, so it's not sticking together like you would for scrambled eggs or an omelet. So I'm kind of making a mess here. But I'm going to combine that, and after this is finished cooking, we're going to pour this in there and see what kind of an effect that has. So I'm going to clean this up while I'm waiting. Okay, well, that's another 10 minutes of cooking. So I'm going to I turned off the heat. And now I'm going to add the half and half heavy whipping cream with the egg yolks mixture. I'm going to add that in here and stir it really well, and then we serve. So here goes. Oh gosh, I've never done this, so I don't know what the egg yolks or the cream will do. Let's see. So I'm just adding the cream and egg yolks to the soup after I've strained it here. Get all of that out of there. Wow, that really makes a difference in the smell. That makes it smell more hearty. Holy cow, man, this brother Victor, he doesn't disappoint, I'll tell you what. So we stir that up real well. Alright, well, I guess our next stop is to try it. Alright, let's dish some up. In this soup book, they're calling it garlic Royale, and then in the directions, they're calling it a consomme. So it's not a thick, hearty soup, although it smells it. When I added that egg and that cream in here, it immediately, to me, started smelling like bread or something more substantial than it really is. You can see that it's kind of thin. So I'm going to add some to my bowl here, my leaf bowls. Okay, and I'm going to add a little more salt over here. My salt cellar, and I had some leftover. I like coarse ground pepper. Had some leftover from a Caesar salad earlier. Most people around here, most of my family doesn't like pepper or doesn't like coarse ground pepper for sure. Alright. I'm kind of excited about this, so let's give it a shot. Alright. Man, the smell, it's just totally different after you put the eggs and the cream in there. And it's not that it thickens it, although it does. But it just, I wasn't too excited about the thyme and the bay leaves and even the parsley being the bouquet garni in there. I don't think they smell good, but I'm not smelling them now, and I'm really not even smelling the garlic. So let's see. Oh, that is good. Oh, wow, I was honestly did not know what to expect. But this is, it's so tasty. It's got, you can't taste the garlic in there. But you don't taste the wine, you don't taste the other, the bouquet in there, but it's just all comes together, and it's just like, tastes very rich. Oh, oh. Wow, I think this is one of my favorites so far. Oh, well, I'm going to get my soup book to show you where I got that. Oh, it is so good. Right there. I did get it from my brother Victor, 12 Months of Monastery Soups. Cookbook. This is a really good winter soup, and so I would so highly recommend this book. Even the turnip, the St. Nicholas soup, which you know, didn't turn out, I thought it was kind of bland. It was still really good, especially when you added some salt and seasonings to it. But goodness, I gotta have a little more of this. This is really good. You won't regret it. You will not regret it. And I've only made, this is enough for 12 down here in the pot. That'll go pretty quick, I guarantee. So, I hope that you'll give this a try. Because it tastes so rich. Almost buttery, but there's no butter in it. There's no oil at all. This is an entirely vegetarian soup. Oh, I guess it's not, is it? Because it's got that cream and eggs in it. Never mind. Oh, but man, it's so good. Well, thank you for watching and putting up with me. And enjoy your soup. Thank you.